Stanley Levison, 1912–1979, was a Jewish-American businessman, lawyer, and progressive activist who became one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s closest friends, advisors, and behind-the-scenes supporters during the Civil Rights Movement. Born in New York City on May 2, 1912, Levison earned law degrees and built a fortune through real estate, a Ford dealership, laundromats, and other ventures. In his early years, he was deeply involved in leftist and socialist causes, including serving as a financial figure for the Communist Party USA, CPUSA, in the early 1950s, handling funds, though he distanced himself around 1956 to 1957 amid disillusionment with events like the Soviet invasion of Hungary. The FBI monitored him closely for decades due to this past. Levison entered the civil rights arena in 1956, introduced to King via Bayard Rustin and others during the Montgomery bus boycott. He began by raising funds through the group In Friendship, co-founded with Rustin and Ella Baker, and quickly formed a profound, trusting bond with King. Working entirely pro bono and shunning the spotlight, Levison refused payment, viewing the struggle for justice as its own reward. His key contributions included fundraising and organization. He professionalized efforts for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, raised money tirelessly, and handled administrative tasks like preparing King's tax returns. Literary and speech support. As King's literary agent, he helped secure book deals, e.g. Stride Toward Freedom in 1958, which he edited, drafted articles, and contributed as a ghostwriter to speeches and writings, including input on planning for the famous I Have a Dream address at the 1963 March on Washington. Strategic advising. He offered counsel on politics, public relations, strategy, and even proposed ideas like the Poor People's Campaign. Personal confidant. King frequently turned to Levison, often in late-night calls, for emotional support, processing fears, and brainstorming, described by Andrew Young as perhaps the most important unknown supporter of the movement, and by Coretta Scott King as a deeply trusted ally. This close alliance drew intense FBI scrutiny under J. Edgar Hoover, who used Levison's past CPUSA ties, despite no evidence of ongoing involvement, to label him a communist influence on King. Hoover justified extensive wiretaps, bugs, and surveillance on King, Levison, and SCLC operations as part of a broader effort to discredit the civil rights movement. In 1962–1963, the Kennedy administration, including Robert Kennedy, pressured King to cut ties with Levison, but King refused, demanding concrete proof of current subversion, which was never provided. Levison stepped back from public association with King in 1963 under this pressure, but remained